Hello, welcome back to the channel of nonsense and a video in which you get to see me lose my virginity on camera, because this is my first ever ride on a petrol-powered Harley-Davidson. Somehow I've been riding motorbikes for 15 years. I've never ridden a Harley. So I booked this Sportser S in to see what it's all about. It's about 15 and a bit grand, 125 horsepower from the 1250cc engine, which I know isn't a proper Harley engine and all the purists will hate it. Look, it's got carbon fibre, it's got Jekyll and Hyde exhaust on this one. What do you get for your 15 and a bit grand? Well, you get two back tyres. They've accidentally put a back tyre on the front, so that'll be interesting. Go around the corners, get some nice lights. You get Harley logos all over it. You get these lovely, very solid looking metal, actually it's a bit wobbly, metal pegs. And yeah, and one round here, which when you want to operate the side stand, removes skin from your legs. It's very clever how they've done that. But anyway, I'm 6'3". This is very low, so I probably look a bit like, you know, something very big getting on top of something very small. But anyway, I've got to go to BMW now to go and look at the new GS Adventure. Well, I don't have to, I want to. And I'm going to take this. So it's keyless, and it fires into life with a bit of a rattle, to be honest. It's not a proper Harley thump, even with those loud exhausts on. Very feet forward riding position, and yeah, it's so different to anything I've ridden. It's going to be a very interesting first ride experience. Just riding it up my road when it got delivered yesterday, I nearly crashed it into a car because it doesn't really turn because of that massive front tyre, which is there purely for aesthetics, to look cool. I can also tell you it's got not much rear suspension, and I'm about to go onto one of the bumpiest bits of road in Surrey, which is going to be excellent for my piles. Yes, it's got a very nice little screen down here. There's more modes than I know how to fiddle with. There's Bluetooth stuff, you can get turn-by-turn stuff on it. I don't know if it will tell you about voting tendencies in America at the moment or anything like that. It's meant to be red. It's definitely poo brown, but you know, maybe when it's sunny it gets a bit red. And so far, I'm struggling with it a little bit. But I'm guessing it's one of those bikes that gets under your skin once you've tasted the freedom for a while. It's one of the only bikes I've ever ridden as well which lists the lean angle on the spec sheet. 35 degrees each side. Probably won't be troubling that today, to be honest. I'm not wearing my sporty riding gear, and I'm yeah, a bit scared of it, to be honest. Now, I've already found out it's quite fast, 125 horsepower, loads of torque from that 1250 engine. It doesn't quite sound like how I know Harleys can sound. It's got kind of a revier nature to this engine. It goes to 9,000 RPM, which feels stratospheric for Harley-Davidson. It's not the old school proper thumpy one. I guess part of owning a Harley is feeling cool. Sitting on this, being a massive bloke with a bit of a gut, I do feel about as cool as your vet in the swimming pool with some dogs, teaching them how to swim again. Actually, it's quite cool. I probably shouldn't diss on vets who are teaching dogs to swim, but yeah. Oh yeah, it's fast. It is fast. It's just got that classic Harley thing of, I don't know if it's aimed at motorcyclists, because you look at the tyres, now they do say Dunlop on them, but they also say Harley-Davidson on them. Made in Thailand in really small letters. The last Harley I rode was the Livewire, the electric bike. I rode a few of those, actually quite liked them as an electric bike proposition, if you could ignore the fact they were then £28,000 and they could only do 100 miles. They handled really well. They handled better than this because they had a normal size front wheel. But yeah, this has got a single-sided disc brake, so when you pull the front brake lever, it eventually slows itself down, but it is a little bit like trying to stop Niagara Falls with a very small strap on. And what else? The rear brake, that isn't as strong as I thought. I thought that'd be stronger given that you've got bugger all braking from the front end. But yeah, you can drag the back brake and it will eventually slow you a bit in corners. Steering is pretty slow and slightly strange to me because of that 160 section front tyre. So that front tyre, that is the same width as a rear tyre from a modern like 900cc adventure bike, like a Tiger 900 or something like that. So that's odd, and it does feel odd if you're coming from what I would class as a normal motorcycle onto the brown posing machine of dentistry. But yeah, I'm in sport mode. There's rain mode, there's road mode. You change them using this button here, and the sport mode is probably where you want to leave it, because it gives you the performance you think you should be having. Now, having said the ride was going to be terrible, it's not actually that bad. I'm getting a lot straight up my bum, but you know, some people like that. I don't think I'd want to do big miles on this, but I don't exactly know what the fuel tank size is. I imagine it's about as big as your grandmother's thimble from when she cross-stitched welcoming your son or daughter into the world and accidentally spelled their name wrong because she passively aggressively didn't like what you had called your son or daughter. Where did we go from there? Oh yeah, so apparently I've got a range of 100 miles from a full tank, which is probably about twice as far as I'd realistically want to go on this in one sitting. But yeah, I can already tell it's got a bit of a charm, but I can also tell as soon as I get off this on something like my MT10, I'm absolutely gonna praise the Lord of whoever invented wheel travel, because this doesn't seem to have any. I wonder if that's an option. Oh, Screaming Eagle wheel travel kit, fucking hell, it's step over there. Alright, okay. Yes, for the first couple of miles I actually had to think about how to ride a motorbike again when I get on this, because the gearbox, I was going to neutral a lot between first and second. You need to give it a proper boot. No quick shifter or blipper, don't be silly. The indicator switch is buried under here. I'm going to get used to it. I'm going to get used to it because, you know, people buy these and stuff. But yeah, it is. Oh, there you go, there's neutral, trying to do a clutchless upshift in second. Yes, the gearbox has got bigger gaps in it than my teeth before I had braces in sixth form. It's too late to have braces. But yeah, God. I guess you could class riding this as an event. I mean, Hiroshima was an event, wasn't it? But yeah, let's find some nice things about it. The performance is very good. Some people will like the looks as well. It's got that big LED headlight at the front. It looks pretty cool. And I think if you care about what you look like, if you're not a 6'3" bloke with a bit of an overhang, you'll probably look cool AF on it. I don't care about such things. I am wearing a brown jacket though, so that might make me a little bit cooler than average. The mirrors are these little bar end ones. Look at them. They're easy to adjust. They actually stay quite clear because the bike, believe it or not, isn't actually that vibey. Oh, look at that. Nice 56 plate Cayman S in white. That is fairly standard. Oh Jesus, that pothole went straight to my rectum. Oh no, I've indicated the wrong way. Oh no, I'm in neutral. See what I mean? It's an event. I've kind of forgotten where I'm going actually. But yeah, this screen, it can do sat nav. What does that do? No device connected. Yes, right. Music, that's going to say no device connected. Motorbike, it has got some decent tech. Look, you can actually tell me my tyre pressures. I haven't ridden mini bikes with a live tyre pressure gauge reader. That is pretty neat. The screen is cool actually. Settings are locked while in motion. Well, thank God. There's a home button there so you can quickly get back to wherever you were. It does have heated grips. Oh God, there's a corner. It does have heated grips. So it's got a heated grip button there. Does it actually do anything? No. There's nothing appearing on the screen to suggest my hands are going to get warmer. Maybe in 5 minutes my hands will be balls of fire and I have to start singing that song from Top Gun. I'll let you know on that front. But otherwise, it's got a cool little start switch where you flick it to turn the bike on. As I said, it's keyless and you press the big one in the middle and it just about fired into life before the battery goes flat, at least on this press bike. I had a bit of problems this morning. It's got a load of audio controls here so you can turn your freedom noises up and down, skip tracks, pause, whatever. A mode button, hazard warnings. That's about it. It's quite a fully featured motorcycle, but you would probably hope so for £15,000, wouldn't you? Riding position, I am way too big for it. My knees are above the fuel tank. Look, I can touch my knees together up there. I can't quite because my hips will pop out, but I can nearly. There you go. Look, I can nearly get my knees together above the fuel tank. Only motorbike I've ever ridden like that. No pillion seat. no pillion pegs. This is purely a selfish, I'm thinking of divorcing you, I'm going out for a ride to find myself at the age of 42 machine. I guess it's quite cool. I did have my main beam on accidentally for quite a while earlier, because I accidentally knocked the little flimsy switch here to do that, but that's fine, because judging by American bike YouTubers, you have to have your main beam on all the time for extra safety in America, ignoring the fact you're probably going to be dazzling people. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to stop waffling about this. I'm going to see what it's like on some dual carriageway in a minute. That's going to be fun, isn't it? And then I'll give you a bit of a summary of my first ride once I've arrived at BMW headquarters to look at the new GS Adventure, which probably weighs about the same as this, 259 kilos GSA. I don't know what this actually weighs, but it feels pretty effing substantial. It's quite entertaining though. When you push the bars, you see the front wheel rolling side to side below you. That's charming. I wish I had some braking power. Oh god, the rear brake does almost nothing. That's good. I'm sure it's charm, and I'm going to get lots of hate in the comment from Americans saying that I don't understand it. Look, I'm British. We buy things like Morgans made of wood over there. Not electric Lotuses. No one's buying them, as I say every time I come past here. This has got anti-wheelie, but... oh gosh. It's quite fast. Give it that. Pinch off an overtake. Gosh, I don't think I'll be pinching off anything else though for a few weeks given this suspension. I'm actually just kind of scared of catching my feet on things, because my feet are like the widest part of this bike. Gonna haul ass to Farnborough. Haul ass to Farnborough, girl. Oh, it's got 6 gears. How frightfully modern. Right, I'm on a motorway now, or dual carriageway, and as well as showing everyone my bum, I have got cruise control, so you can't sit here and just let the machine do the work for you. It's a little bit scary, this bike. I'm scared that people are going to see me on it. That's mean, but look at this person. They're wearing one-piece leathers and they bought a proper motorcycle. That's quite cool. Yes, I think it's fair to say this is not a natural motorway machine. I'm sitting here like the sails on the Mary Rose in a stiff breeze, about to be sent to the bottom of the Solent. I'm mixing too many different nationality metaphors here, I know, but I'm not very comfortable. That's what I'm trying to say. And I keep indicating the wrong way when I go to cancel the indicators. I'm starting to get it. I am starting to get the Harley thing. Purely because the view out is quite pleasing. The fact that you can see that wide rear tyre, or wide front tyre, that's wide enough to be a rear tyre, that kind of leads the way, and you can imagine following that tyre down a big straight road to Monument Valley or something, and it all being rather freezer-y and lovely, but instead I'm on the hog's back outside Guildford with loads of fly tipping. It's disgusting. But yes, I do get the laid-back vibe of this bike now. It's got some poke, as I've discussed, and it does cruise nicely in 6th gear without too many vibrations, but the indicator switch is one of the worst I've ever used. It's got no feedback to it, and it's really hard to cancel it without starting the indicators again in the opposite direction. It's the little things. I don't know, it's a little bit like Harley is existing in a world outside of other motorcycle manufacturers. The other manufacturers are all competing with each other to further motorcycling technology, to further the machine, to make them handle better, stop better, accelerate harder, and it does feel like Harley is doing none of that. They just want you to look good in a mirror and feel good about yourself, which isn't really a life ethos I subscribe to. I want the best of something. I want something progressive. This perhaps is not for me in that case, but it's quite an entertaining thing in short doses. Now I guess it might come across that lots of my criticisms of this bike so far have been that I don't like this type of bike, and that isn't true. I was thinking back to earlier this year, I spent quite a lot of time with the new BMW R12, like the Bobber cruisery version of the R12 9T, and I really liked that bike. It handled well, it had slightly more normal wheel sizes than this thing, but also you could hear the engine on that, even when you were doing kind of 60, 70, and the engine had quite a lot of character. I hate to use that word, but a Boxer Twin does sound and feel really good. This just, I don't know, it doesn't know what it wants to be. It's got a bit of a honk at the top end, and it's certainly very fast, but that's about it. You can't really hear it, right? And it's got loud pipes on it, supposedly. You can't hear it. So yeah, it's a bit of an oddity. Right, nearly at BMW. That has been an interesting first ride on the Harley-Davidson Sportser S. I'm in neutral, for fuck's sake. Yes, it has felt a little bit like I'm learning to ride a motorbike again. I keep leaving my indicators on. I've been indicating the wrong way when trying to cancel my indicators, and I've been wobbling around corners because I'm a bit scared of decking it out, and the handling is just a bit weird for that massive front tyre. But the engine is very powerful. It's yeah, it's got loads of grunt, which is good, and the handling actually isn't so bad, but the range is already down to 70 miles, so this does feel a little bit like it's got a similar range to the electric one that I rode, ironically. Right, hello BMW. Ooh, there's a G-Wagon. Oh no, there's a mini roundabout. What am I going to do? Ooh, low speed fueling in sport mode. Bit jerky. Why are there so many Mercedeses here? Are the Germans up to something? I can guarantee you that I'm about to hurt myself when I get off it, because when you put the side stand down, you twat yourself. But anyway, there we go. Oh, why are the hazards on? Oh, because I've walked away from it. I'd rather have an M1000 XR, I think. But whatever, horses for courses. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Maybe don't go and buy one of these. Or maybe you do, if you want one. You've probably got one if you want one. What's the point of me?